Okay, well, last time we were, I'll go ahead and share my screen here. Last time we kind of left it where we had moved this input stuff into this interface, and we're almost finished with completing that step. One thing you notice here is this input object, or this input enum, is no longer used. So we can remove that, and that means that we can rename this input2 to be input. So we'll just do that. We'll go ahead and rebuild it, make sure that it works. I need to go and open that. Hey, Benjamin, welcome to the discussion here. So let's make sure that we finished compiling. Yeah, we finished compiling, so I'll go ahead and refresh that and make sure that it continues to work. And it does indeed. So we're in a good spot. So if we look at what why is this in the way here? Look at what we got here. This is sort of our diff. We can you see that basically we changed this enum to be an input class, and then we replaced this handle inputs method. We went and pushed the code for that into the enum class that we created. So we were able to get rid of this method. And then we just renamed current to be input, because current doesn't really make much sense if we're not going to be calling anything. And let's see, what did we do here? Yeah, handle inputs, we just called handles. Why did we call it handles? That's odd. I have a feeling, oh, because I did that global replace. So that's kind of silly. Let's go and change that. Wait a second. Let's see here. So handles. Change this to handle inputs. What did we just do here? Handle. This is kind of, there's handle, there's handles and handles. Handle, inputs, and then we go back here, handle, inputs. Okay, and then we come back up here, we've got this input2. Change this to put 2 goes to input. And let's try rebuilding that again. Make sure I didn't accidentally break something. And we can go and run our little puzzle and make it to the bottom right corner. Life is good. Okay. So with all those changes, let me see if there's a way I can get rid of this thing. I guess not. Oh well. Well, I can just use my tab. So we can look in here, see the things that we changed. We got rid of the enum, replaced it with the classes, this interface and classes up, down, left, right. We've got down here, we handle inputs, used to call handle input, but now it calls input.handle because we have this list of inputs and each one we go and handle each one. So that has a more useful name. And whoa. And then handle input has just completely gone away. We went and just collapsed that down and then inlined it into the calling method. And then we replaced the use of the enum down here in the bottom with the objects. So, and that is all part of the, what's he called? The push code into classes refactoring. So let's go ahead and here we go. Go to our this. We'll say that we pushed handle inputs. Well, the enum into classes. And I should have broken this up into 2 check-ins, but I didn't. So we did that and we pushed handle inputs. Handle input method into the new classes. And we'll go ahead and check that in. Okay. So there we go. And yeah, he's got a little summary of the steps we took to go and do those steps. And then he has another little exercise showing how you do it in another type of situation. That's one thing I really like about this book is he gives plenty of examples to make sure that you understand the concepts he's describing and that you are comfortable doing the refactoring. So inlining a superfluous method, we did that already. And then so he talks about the inlining refactoring. Basically, if we've only got this one function that we're calling and it's only being done once, we can just inline. And that's I know in IntelliJ that's built-in refactoring. It's not in the Visual Studio Code tool that I'm using. So, and now we learn a little bit about TypeScript. The dollar symbol is like the underscore, so it can be part of the identifier, but it doesn't have any special meaning. So this is in his little example that he has for inlining some code. He's showing you how that works. And then if you want to learn that refactoring in detail, you can look at Martin Fowler's book in Refactoring. He's done a really nice job with how he does all this. Okay, now let's look at this large if statement. So we'll go through the same process, but with a bigger method, the draw map. Okay, so we've got the problem, the if only at the start. So that's one of his rules that he came up with, is that you only want to have if at the start because it's effectively a check for what's in what the method is supposed to do. And if it doesn't pass the check, then basically you fail and you're not going to do any of the operation. So this if happens to be inside 2 for statements. So we break it out into a separate method called color of tile. So let's go ahead and do that. That's in the draw map method. Oops. Need to go back to our editor. Draw map method. Okay. So we've got this if here, and what I will do is I will extract it into a separate function. And what did he call that? Call that color of tile. Color of tile. I'll just use his names because they seem to be well considered, and that's what he uses in his book. Now, he also has the, if you look at the way he refactored it, he has the graphics first and then the X and the Y. So we have our parameters exactly backwards. So let's go ahead and clean that up. And okay, make sure that didn't break anything. We don't have any red over here, so that's a good sign. So we come over here and we've got our little test, and things drop and move and do what they're supposed to. That's good. So now we introduce our new temporary our interface with a temporary name. Okay, so basically what we've got here is the color of tile. You got flux, unbreakable, stone, falling stone. So this is effectively an enum that has all these different types of tiles. So that's up here. So what we'll do is we're going to create a set of classes to replace this enum. Okay, so we'll we create this interface and we're going to call it tile2, and basically we'll have a Boolean for each entry. All right, so call this interface tile2, and each one will have and is air, and it will return a Boolean, and that is flux. It will return a Boolean, and then oops, and it is unbreakable, and it'll return a Boolean. Is this a little tedious? Why, yes, it is. Is falling stone. Wow, I'm just having some trouble today. All right, so we've created the these methods. So now you know what we have to do. We have to create, how many is this? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have to create 12 new classes. Class air implements tile2. And it will have is air. That will return a true. we'll have is flux. That will return false. Unbreakable. Player. Stone. Stone. Box. Box. Key one. 1, 2, 2. It is good to know how to touch type. Helps this sort of thing go much quicker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So 2, flux. Breakable. Layer. Oops. Stone. Oops. Stone. Box. Falling box. 1. Lock 1. I'm having trouble with this keyboard here. Key 2. Lock 2. Then we have to go and change this here. That's true. Okay, so you go to is flux. You go to is unbreakable. True. Is player. Go to stone. It's falling stone. Go to box. Go to falling box. Key 1. Lock 1. 2. So why did we do all of this? This looks like we're making a whole lot more work for ourselves. This is lock 2. Shouldn't talk and code at the same time. This looks like we're creating a whole lot more work for ourselves. Well, sometimes when you're refactoring, you have to step backwards in order to step forwards. And this is one of those things, because one of his other rules is you want to avoid is methods, because they tend to just be unnecessary. So, but we'll get back to that. So what we've done is we've taken this enum and we've replaced it with the classes. So what we can do is see all the places it's used. So there we go. So you've got equals tile.air. So instead of tile.air, we will change that to new air. Okay, and map of yx. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a cool problem to solve. Okay, so what we'll do, we can't change map to be, we'll change this to be a tile 2, right? So we want map to actually be, here we'll do a let map 2 will be a new tile 2. Okay, which, yeah, that's not going to work, but because you can't really instantiate an interface. But what we'll do is we're going to come back to that. I just want it to be able to compile here. So this will be a map 2, right? Tile. Actually, no, that's right. That's if you look at the book, what he does there, he leaves map alone, but he calls this the raw map. Well, anyhow, you'll see that he does this. So basically, we'll call this raw map, and this will be our map. Okay, and that way we don't have to go and recompile the other stuff. But this will also flag the things that need to change. Okay, so you've got a map. This will be a new here. This will be a new. Sorry, what was that? New player. Go. This will be a new flux. Right. Visual Studio is helping me. This will be a new, oops. This will be a new here. Go. This will be a new stone. Come on, new stone. This will be a new box. New air. New air. New, oops. Key 1. New, oops, no, that's not a new. Oh, what am I doing? This equal. So if we're assigning it, then yeah, we want to say new player, but golly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm checking to see if this is a tile.flux. Well, it's not the enum anymore, so I will change that to be if this dot is flux. Why is map not mapping properly? Map is a new tile 2. Oh, because this isn't compiling. So let's say there. Semicolon. And you need a parenthesis. I just don't know my TypeScript very well. Well, what the heck? Let's see what he does here. So he just goes and and changes it, tile.flux and .isFlux. So, I mean, that's what we need to do. I'm just wondering why I can't go and define the map to be tile to object. There we go. That seems to work. All right. So dot is air. There you go. Dot is stone. Is dot is box. Is, darn it, dot is air. Aha. This has got a knot. So I need to go back here. And change that. Is air. Here we go. Is key 1. Is key 2. Now we're going to remove tile.lock1. That's not going to work. You want to, we're going to have to come back to that. We've got other stuff down here. Is flux. Is air. Is key 1. Is key 2. And then we got the same thing for removing that we'll have to come back to. Is, oh man, stone, right? Falling stone. Equals, so there you go. New falling stone. New air. Box. There we go. Falling box. Is it not like that? Oh. Almost there. Box. So one of the cool things about working through a tutorial like this is you get lots of practice. And there's our knots again. All right. So basically what we've done is made all these changes of the this from the enum name to the method name. So now we've got this problem with this map here and the remove method. So you've got to remove the tile. So problem with remove takes a tile type, removes it from everywhere on the map. It doesn't check against a specific instance. Just checks to see that the instances are similar. So remove is too general, right? So so basically we can remove any type of tile with this method. And if we look at how the remove function is used, we remove a lock 1 and a lock 2, and we got another remove a lock 1 and another lock 2. Well, you know, in a sense, it's good to have something that's fairly general, but in this case, it's holding us back because we can't really make the change that we want to because we don't know what we're expecting. But in this case, we do know. It's going to be one of two different types of tile. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and have a remove lock 1 and a remove lock 2. Okay. And so we already know that it's a tile. Let's see, we know we remove, so we already know that it's a lock 1. Okay. And so this is going to look for if it's not a tile, this will be is lock 1. Then we're going to set it to air. Same thing here for lock 2. We already know what type it is. We're going to is lock 2. And we're going to replace it with an air. So then we really don't need this. And we can look down here and say, oh, look, this is not going to compile. So we just change this to a lock 1. Change, so remove lock 1. That works. Lock 2. Got another one down here. Lock 1. And lock 2. And what did I do here? Oh, I need another parenthesis so that if will match up. Okay, so I got rid of all the reds over here. But you'll notice that we don't really have a real map. I just stubbed that in so that things would compile. So he's got an interesting solution here. So basically we removed and remove lock 1 and remove lock 2. Okay. So, and he calls this the specialized method refactoring. And he gives another example that we can work through so you can understand it in depth. And he talks about basically like chess pieces on the board and how they can move. And you've got chess pieces. Well, you know, if you've only got certain chess pieces to move, then you don't have to worry about what could possibly move. You're only interested in the chess piece. Okay. So now he says that you know, switch is a bad thing to have, but in this case, you know, there's we're going to have a switch to kind of convert between this raw map that we have and the objects that we want to have. So he suggests we create this transform tile method that basically will walk through and transform the map. I'm sorry, we'll have the transform map method that transforms the raw map into the new map. And in their switch statement for the default, the assert exhausted is sort of a special thing for TypeScript. So rather than type all of this in, I'm going to do this here. Copy that and function assert exhausted. Never. What is that? X colon. Never. Right. And we open up. And paste that in there, right? Error. Transform tile, raw tile. Transform map. So basically, it says this is going to now be a raw tile. Right? And your transform map is going to go and convert all the tiles into this map. And this will be the raw map uses a raw tile. And anybody use just a tile? Tile 2 should become a tile. And we got no red over here. So let's go ahead and build it. back over to our browser here. Let's refresh it. That is disappointing. What did I do wrong here? Okay, let map colon tile 2, right? Map colon. Maybe I shouldn't have changed the tile 2. Let's try that. Okay. Let's refresh. Nope. What did I do wrong? Yeah, raw map, raw tile. Oh, window onload, transform map. I forgot about that. Sorry. Window, onload, transform map. Right, no parameters. Good. There we go. Much better. I'm confident now. There we go. I like to see those pretty colors. And everything is colored and operating the way it's supposed to. So this is a good thing. So, so the rules we did, the specialized method and the remove generality and the moving enum into classes. So let's go ahead and check this in. So we moved tile enum into classes, and we what was that? Removed generality. Removed generality from remove method. And we I see, we specialized method, specialized remove method to remove block 1, block 2. Okay. And finally, we did this last thing. We was it this thing here? Rename, right? So we did that, and then we transformed raw tile map into object, no, tile object. Okay, so we'll go ahead and check that in. Okay, so that's a good feeling. May have to go pretty soon. Let's see how far we can get with this next one. Never use switch. So basically he talks about how you want to avoid using switches. This is a case where we would want to, where we're going to need it. Like for instance, in the bottom here, he generally says you want to avoid the else's, but in this case, we really don't have any control over it because that's the structure of an external object. And this is similar in that, where mapping from one object to, from the enum to an object. And, you know, if this is like an external data file, we really don't have control over what that data file would look like, what the shape of it would be. And so, you know, this is a case where the enum is not that distracting, and it's easier to leave it in, and it's okay. But in general, you want to avoid them. So he talks about here in Martin Fowler's book Refactoring, how to handle value X here. In contrast, you want to push the functionality into the classes that focus on that particular data rather than in the I guess move the operation on the data outside of the class and into the elsewhere in the application, in the code. So anyhow, where were we? We're working on color of tile function. So color of tile. So that's what it looks like. So if you got this mess here, excuse me a second. Got a little dusty here. So it violates the never use if with else method. There's a number of else's in there. And so this is the same condition we had earlier, so we can apply the push code into classes refactoring. So as we go through this book, we see things that we've done before. And so now, since we've done it before, we can more easily do it again. So this is a really handy book to help you really learn and understand the refactorings and kind of get it into your habit, whatever, develop the habits, good habits of doing this. So we're going to do a similar thing like we did before. What we've got here in color of tile, basically we're assigning colors to all of these different things. So what he says is, okay, how about we start by make color a method in the tile interface. And then you copy this, all this code into that, into the classes for the tiles. You remove the function part by just, you know, leave the color of tile there. And then you go through and you inline everything. So let's start to do that. I don't think we're going to get to finish that today, but we'll at least get started on it. So we've got the color of tile function. We'll go up here to the interface, color of tile. We'll put this up here, boom. And we've got all these parameters. So we'll just go and put those there. Let's go ahead and get that lined up properly. So we've got it like this now. So we're doing this check for is flux and all that. This is going to be kind of interesting. So we take that and we have to put that in 12 places. Let's just do that quickly. Okay, so now if you look here, you can see that this is not flux, so make that false. It's not unbreakable. Stone here, let's just falling stone, it's not a box, not a falling box, it's not a key, because this is an error. So it is an error, but it's not a player. Okay, so basically we're going to set everything to false since it's just easier for me to do it this way. So this is a flux, so that's true. So what I'll do here, just true. I'll do that up here too. Okay, and here. Okay, this is unbreakable. This is player. This is stone. Golly. No. There. True. I think I did this wrong up here, right? This is a player. Player is down here. This is supposed to be true. Oh, that is true. That's player. Which one did I do wrong up here? Is unbreakable. I just noticed myself doing something wrong. Unbreakable is the second one down. There we go. So unbreakable is 99.99. Okay, good. This one is falling stone. And this is box. This is just box, right? Yeah. This is falling box. We got key one. And this must be lock one. Yes. Okay. Okay. Looks like I have to go. I'm out of time. We will wrap this up next week. Thanks for coming. And we will look forward to doing this again next week. You have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.